Danger! Danger right there! Danger!
Hi guys, so I'm going to take you through a ground series of gut wrenches. So we're going to take you through ways you can score 2 points on the ground. Whenever you expose someone at a 45 or pass, or 90, I guess, past 90 in freestyle and Greco, you can get 2 points that way, right? So I'm going to show you a couple ways you can get 2 points. Cody has another video on the cross ankle or leg lace, whatever you call it, when you go around the legs to turn. I'm going to show you stuff when you're going to go kind of more on the upper body and kind of wrench on their gut. Probably my favorite turn, probably not Cody's, but you know, we all have our preferences, but maybe you'll find something you like and something that you can turn people with effectively, right? So we'll have Cody just start on the ground here. Let's just say we took him all the way down, he's actually flat, right? Because this is generally where we're going to go in freestyle wrestling, is once you take them down, person's going to try to go flat. So the problems I have as a person trying to go for a gut wrench is I need to get underneath him. I need to get underneath him and I need to lock my hands, right? So just really quickly, the lock is kind of a butterfly grip. So I'm gonna have like my hand over hand, right? So right hand and then left hand over and crossing there. So this is my kind of gut wrench motion. That's how I'm gonna wrap around Cody, and you can see how you can slide this down all the way even to your elbows to get this really, really tight. So that's how I'm gonna grab him and lock him. But I gotta get there first. So just like how Cody kind of picks a side on the leg lace, I pick a side on the gut wrench that I want to kind of load or turn him and isolate him, right? So one easy way to turn him, or at least to lift him, is to kind of grab at his kind of meaty part of his armpit, underneath and under his neck here. So under here, lift, and then my other hand is going to shoot through, kind of like a tight waist in collegiate, and then lock my hands. So I go here. I'm going to now, when I lift it, I post on the opposite side, I lift, shoot, and now I'm underneath. Right, so this other hand can come and catch, right? Really tight. Right now, I'm at kind of like a mid-level gut. This is more my preference because I'm more on his rib cage. There's less room for him to kind of squish in on any meaty part of him, right? So now, I got the lock, but now I have to actually get him over. I can't just turn him just by laying over and leaning. A lot of people, when they first start gut wrenching, they think it's like they're using body weight to lean across. No, it's just like the leg lace. You need to use your feet to drive. And I need to load him now in my hips. So I loaded him in my grip, but now I got to get my one leg, pick a side. I'm going to pick this side, come towards the camera, elevate. He's in my lap now. And now I'm going to just run my feet and pop my hips once he's over. So I'm going to run, pop, and now I have the lock again, right? So I can set it up the other way and go either way. So I'll show that one more time, all the way through. So again, I'm showing more of a mid gut. You can always go high gut or even low gut if you rip on the bottom. I'm going to go more mid gut. Okay, so again, I load over, catch, lock, and now I got to pick a side, right? I can go load on this side or this side, right? A lot of things people do as a trick is they kind of leave them guessing. They don't know if they're going to go left or right, and then they drop, they pick a side, and now I got to use my feet, right? Use my feet, run, and now I'm here. He's in my lap, right? I don't just roll him. I have to pop him like I'm throwing him. All right, so I'm going to pop, throw, there's two. Right there. We can do that kind of over and over, switching either side that you go.
Be sure that when you lock, that there is no space between you and your opponent, and that you fully commit to rolling all the way through.
All right, guys, so I already showed you kind of a general gut wrench, kind of more so in the, I guess, midsection, low section, kind of touched upon that you can attack up high, but now we are going to attack up high when our partner or our opponent gives us a hard time actually trying to get the lock underneath, or maybe you're just having a hard time turning him. So when you go flat, face this way actually this time, we'll go forward, face the camera. So we'll go forward. We're usually, you know, when I set up a gut wrench, like I said, I usually go cross. I'm trying to set up here. But usually what they're going to do is they're going to get real heavy on that grip and just grind forward on it and try to break my grip. So I'd have a hard time. Or even if I'm trying to turn him and he's kind of bracing, he can kind of turn in to not let me turn him, right? This is a really grindy move, right? Gut wrench is a very grindy move. You have to really have it wrench. It's a gut wrench, not a hug wrench, right? So we're really trying to wrench on his gut. And maybe you're having a hard time because he's really good at defending. The easy one to get usually is with this chest up especially. I can lock it up high and usually just catch this, or even just elevate and catch up high. It's a lot easier to catch, less of his weight is going to be up here than kind of down at his hips, similar to when they're defending for a cross ankle when their hips are down. So I'm going to catch up high, even just under his armpits. I catch right above his chest or below his neck here, and I'm locking, but I'm still at his hip, so I actually want to take a step up. So when I lock, I can step up high, right? I can have one knee down, doesn't matter, or both, as long as he's nice and tight, right? He's not really going to go anywhere. So I'm either going to go left or right. So I can pick a side to drive my foot. So I can step this side, and I'm going to use my entire leg against his, only his traps, right? So me versus his traps. It's going to be my legs. I'm going to drive, and I'm going to rip, and I'm going to keep him connected to my body the whole time. And remember, we're just trying to get 2 points in wrestling. You just need to go past 90 in freestyle or Greco, right? So you just need to go past 90 just enough to get your 2, and you can just do that over and over. It's really easy, quick, cheap points, you could even call it. So I lock, I get it just even enough to lock, I step, and I'm not going to keep him. There's 2 right there, right? You went past 90. If we go back again, I could even go other side. I can step, hold, keep them close to me, even hook in, whatever I want to do, switch to a half. There's a lot of different things, but if I just want points repeatedly, I can just go back, just keep doing this over, right? So it's a really easy, cheap points to do. You see a lot of guys do it at high levels when they're giving them a hard time in the regular gut wrench.
As with the regular gut wrench, you need to stay tight to your opponent's back and drive hard with your feet and fully commit to getting them exposed past 90 degrees.
Okay guys, so now we tried that high gut, right? Had a lot of fun with that. Now let's take this another step, maybe even a reduced step. We're gonna do a cheap tilt. So a couple of cheap kind of high tilts, even when you have a hard time even getting the lock, right? So we'll have Cody go flat here, face the camera, and we're gonna go, instead of actually locking, let's say he's like, his shoulder like up here, just suction cupped to the mat, like really like down low. I'm having a hard time getting him underneath or even lifting him maybe. He's just real heavy. I can't get underneath him. He's not ticklish. I don't know. Maybe he is. But I'm having a hard time either way, right? Maybe I only have enough just to get slightly underneath him, right? So what I'm going to try now is kind of a double scoop under. So instead of locking high and then stepping, I'm actually going to scoop underhook, right? And then scoop other underhook, right? So it's just kind of a little, I guess you could call this a backpack. I'm kind of seat belted in here or backpacked in. My arms are acting like his backpack straps here. So again, I still just have him cupped here, and I can still step. So same thing, just like the high gut, I'm here. But now I just have kind of these as my anchors to pull him to me. So the only one you have to be careful with here is when they scramble and try to turn into you. But as long as you stay chest on back, you'll be just fine here. So again, if I can just scoop enough just to get underneath, again, not going too high up, just enough to be chest, kind of middle of his back, right where it says coach here. Boom, right on the writing. I'm going to step and rip this left side if I'm going left side. So push with my legs, rip with my left arm. Boom, and I'm just keeping him in really tight to me, right? I don't want to be really loose. Really tight, and again, that's 2 points. And I can just do that over and over and get a bunch of points, or even switch to the other side, pull them over, right? So really easy way to get points, but this time it's maybe I can't get the lock, but still works just the same.
Scoop under and behind the arms, secure it tight, and step and drive with that foot. Be sure each time you go, you stay glued to their back. As with the high gut wrench, you need to make sure that you're really glued to your opponent's back and drive hard and make sure that you return to center to show the ref that you received the 2 points.
All right, guys, so now our last I guess series for this gut wrench. There's a lot of different ways you can probably set up a gut wrench and finish it, but one of the more effective ways, at least I found success in, is this last one called a trap arm gut, right? So this is now we're gonna get him locked in, but have one arm trapped, right? We're gonna have it trapped so they have nowhere to post, and so you can do a lot more successive turns on this gut wrench. So it's gonna be a similar lock, just now the way that we load it is gonna be a little bit different, right? So So Cody's going to be facing, once again, this way, but on this side, show you how we can do kind of a couple rolls here. So once again, when I'm on top, I need to find a way to get underneath, at least for this gut wrench, I want to at least get underneath, right? But I only need one arm underneath, one of my arms, right? So I'm going to pick, if I'm on a cross side, I'm going to actually go under on this side. If I was on this side, I'd load, right? I'd load and probably load this side, right? So I'm going to load underneath, opposite side, and get as deep as I can, right? I'm going to shoulder deep, try to reach, basically touch the middle of his back with just that one arm, right? So I'm going to really try to load that tight waist here. So I go here, load really, really deep, so that now that I'm kind of touching as far as I can, now I can post and load him. And now at this point, right, I'm loaded in my hip, and I have one elevated, I elevated his hip and have my arm around his waist. Now I can go to this side and chop his arm, and I'm going to go at a 45. So I'll set that up again. So then I load, and then once he's kind of posted, if they are posting that hand, then I'm going to chop that arm kind of at the elbow pit and go forward and catch his arm at his side, right? So all the way through, I lift him. Again, I go over here. This is one of my more effective lifts. Here, load. And again, once I'm loaded, I have to actually post and get him on my hip, really tight, right? And now I can chop to get his arm close. So arm close, tight, and now I'm in that loaded position again. But this time his arm's trapped. So now I keep this tight, I don't let go, and I can go across. And look, I still have it locked, even if we land like this, right? Usually I'd want to hop sides and try to go to the trap arm side. But since he's kind of leaning on this side, he has nowhere to post. His arm is trapped, right? So if I go this side, he has nowhere to go. So I can just load him, go again. Again, he's still leaning on this side, so I'll go again. And I can just keep getting points here, right? He has nowhere to post, so it's a very safe move to do, right? So just remember, it's a load, tight waist, elevate on the hip, chop, trap the arm. You can go on either side. It doesn't matter on this one, whether your hips are on one side, because his arm's trapped.
Secure the lock at the crease of the elbow and pin their arm to their side so you can go either direction and reduce their ability to post. Thank you very much for watching. This is Coach Cruz Velasquez
and Cody Osborn.